Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Christy, also known as That Keto Lady. Thank y'all all for subscribing and hitting the notification button and all that good stuff, because y'all are making this YouTube journey a really exciting one. I was kind of scared to traipse into this land of YouTube, but I really do appreciate your support. So today I'm coming with a video that is going to offer some different insight and a delicious recipe. If you notice, I am holding a bottle of, or a jar of, my favorite collagen. So I want to talk first about the importance of collagen. Collagen is not just good for your hair, your skin, and your nails. That is the reason I started taking collagen. I was noticing some shedding of my hair with my new way of eating, because with a lot of different ways of eating, or anything that you do that's drastic as far as your food intake, you could experience something like that. It's only temporary, but it can be scary. That's when I first started using collagen. However, since I don't experience that anymore, it doesn't mean that I'm not going to continue to take my collagen, because collagen is good for so many other things other than your hair. So it is good for your skin. It's good for skin elasticity. It's good for your nails. If you look at my nails, I actually have real nails for the first time in my entire life. I have never had nails ever. It's also good for your gut health and your digestive system. It is also good for cognitive function. It is good for your energy. It is good for your bones and your joints. It is good for so many things. This particular brand of collagen is sweetened with stevia, and I use it in my coffee. I've shared this before. It is so good. It is already flavored. It's chocolate. They do also have a vanilla flavor. And today I'm going to be using the chocolate one, so that's why I'm focusing on this one. But it helps me in my day-to-day steer away from artificial sweeteners. So I do like that. Not that I'm anti-artificial sweetener. Y'all know I'm not. I have skinny syrups over there on the counter. But if I can lessen my intake of those, why not? I didn't know how much I needed collagen until I started taking it. And once I started taking it, all bets were off, because it is definitely something that's part of my everyday intake. Every single day, without fail, I take collagen. So I had a lot of questions asking me, Christy, what if I don't drink coffee? Because that's how I kind of include it in my stories on Instagram and stuff like that. I share it in my coffee. So I began to think, I was like, okay, well, there's a market for collagen, obviously. Like, people want to take collagen, but they don't have the right vehicle, I guess, to consume it with, because they're not coffee drinkers. So no big deal, right? I did an ice cream recipe. And then some people said, well, I don't have an ice cream maker. Well then, okay, well, if you got a problem, I'm gonna solve it. So I came up with this recipe that I'm gonna share with you today. It is delicious. It requires no special ingredients other than the collagen, which I want you to order because you need it. Like, it is such a good product, and it is so good for us health-wise. When I was developing this recipe, the keto kid and I, we ate every bit that we made. So I don't think you're gonna just sit this on the counter and forget it. Although you can make it ahead of time, and you could have it for each day of the week. It will store well in the refrigerator, and you can toast it up. Okay, before we get started, I wanna show you the ingredients specifically that I use for this recipe. So I'm gonna have unsweetened cocoa powder, sweetener of your choice, but you know that Pyure is my favorite, baking powder, heavy whipping cream. It doesn't have to be this brand, obviously. Coconut flour. Also, again, this is just what they had at the store the last time I bought it, so that's what I have. You need your collagen, vanilla extract, and eggs. So for this recipe, you will need your handy dandy waffle maker. It doesn't have to be a Mickey Mouse shaped waffle maker. It can be any shape you want. That's just the particular one that I have and use. So with all of that being said, let's start putting this together. Once you get it mixed up, it goes really quickly. I also want to mention, whenever I'm measuring out, let's say for example, your cocoa powder, I don't ever pack it down. I just put it lightly on there and then level it off. For this recipe, I need 3 of these, so I'll just scoop it and then I just measure it like that. I find that that's probably the best way, other than packing it down where I would get an extremely, you know, tight amount. That's just, I don't know, that's just the way that I do it. Now we're going to start mixing everything in. In my bowl, I've already measured out my heavy whipping cream, which is 2 tablespoons and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. In this dish, I have my coconut flour and my baking powder. I'm gonna add that in. Then we have 2 eggs. 2 tablespoons of sweetener. And we're going to do 2 scoops of collagen. And then we're going to mix it all up. I am doubling this recipe because when I was initially making it, I only did a single batch and it wasn't enough for my daughter and myself. So she's at, I know when she comes home and she sees that I made some, she's gonna want some, but I also want some. So I just have to make sure I have enough for the 2 of us and whoever else wants it, obviously. Done, it's going to be like the consistency of, let's say, a cake batter, and that's basically what it's going to taste like. When I was a little kid, my mom would make cakes, and the best part of the whole cake was when it raised up at the top, and when it came out the oven and it was hot, she would cut that top layer off to make it level. And literally the 4 of us, the kids, it was a complete, like, we would run in there to get the hot cake top, and that's what this recipe reminds me of. It is so good. And now the next step, now that I've reminisced, is we're going to be putting it on the, or in the waffle iron. This recipe should make 3 to 4, maybe 5. I guess it just depends on the size of your waffle iron. Chocolate collagen waffles, and I didn't spray it with any kind of non-stick spray or anything. I just put it directly on there. It didn't stick whenever I was making the recipe and did my trial run, so hopefully it doesn't stick this time. My first chocolate collagen waffle is done. Now is the moment of truth. Will it stick? No, it doesn't stick at all. But you can see how absolutely beautiful it is. It's very hot. So I just set them on here on a cooling rack. Waffle number 2 is done, and these are so perfect. You just have to, they are a little bit delicate whenever you're taking them out, but once you set them aside, they're fine. So I've basically used all of the mixture. There's not very much left. There wouldn't be enough to really do anything with it. So it's gonna make 5 waffles. And here we have our chocolate collagen waffles. They are so good. They have such an awesome consistency. You can see they're pretty durable, and the texture is so good. I'm gonna try to take some pictures before I break it apart, but it really is good. And I mean, you can see some parts are a little bit like from pulling them off the waffle iron, but I also kind of believe that these would be really good to make pancakes with as well. But they came out super good, and they're so delicious. Thanks for tuning in to today's recipe and video. I really enjoyed making it, but more importantly, I hope y'all will make it and enjoy it as well. If you don't have my e-cookbook, Big Easy Keto, it's available on thatketolady.com. It's only $12 and it has 63 of my own personal recipes in it that are awesome and don't require any special ingredients, because y'all know I'm all about that budget life. So thanks for joining, and also if you haven't followed me on Instagram, go check me out on that platform as well. I post a lot of content on that page and everyday kind of day-to-day stuff with keto recipes, of course. So thanks for joining, and I'll see y'all on the next video.